39, blue, 39, set, hut. I hope there's a lot of handing off to that cook guy this weekend, and they better be cooking up something good. They're always cooking something good at the Vault. Mr. Robinson, Cuckoo Cachoo, nice to meet Jacob tonight and his crew, and Troy is here. Mandy is doing what she does, and Drew as well. They'll be back with us next week, along with Cade Reynolds, the Potters coach who is taking on Beaver Local. And you see, Troy and Jacob used to do battle. Jake, Beaver Local, Troy from the pool, as in East Liverpool. But they've come together in business, and they truly are doing amazing things in real estate. And this place is absolutely off the charts. And believe me, as the curtain continues to come up on 2025, you ain't seen nothing yet. Now, Buffalo, please tell me you're wearing this because you, like I, want the Bills to hoist the Lombardi Trophy.
Absolutely.
That's it, man. Debo moving and storage. No matter the size, shape, make, or model, when you got to get from point A to point B and beyond, Debo moving and storage. Dale Brelloch is with me in the house. So how have you and Carrie, your significant other, been? How's the family? How was the holidays?
Great. Holidays were absolutely phenomenal. A lot of running around.
A lot of running
small
around.
Armies.
What did you make of Ohio State's big win against Notre Dame?
Not an Ohio State man. I was rooting for Penn State or Texas, honestly.
Really?
And then Notre Dame.
Well, name, image, and likeness. Maybe we can get Troy to cough up some of that money of his, and we can get some of those players to come to the University of Pittsburgh. I'm hoping I live long enough to see him in the college football playoff. Okay, Steelers, I hear today Russell Wilson is negotiating a deal. I love Russell Wilson. As I mentioned earlier today, I watched him on the Pat McAfee show. He's a great guy. Barry Alvarez from Burgettstown, my dear friend, former coach at Wisconsin, had a lot to do with him going there. He gets into the pros, Seattle. He wins a Super Bowl, but he's not the future.
No, he was a good void filler, and you know, if we can get him at a discounted price, which obviously is our take on it, because there's going to be some free agents. I don't hate it, but you know, until they bolster up that line, nobody's going to succeed back there. We're
going to lose Justin Fields, and that's not good.
I don't think we are.
I hope so.
I don't think we are. I think he likes Tomlin.
Make the call.
I think that he was so excited to get traded to Pittsburgh that this is where he wants to be. And he also, I think, will stay back because he knows, like I know, you know, he's not there yet. He never had a mentor to take him through, and his legs are phenomenal, but his pocket presence and whatnot is just, it's not there yet, and it can be.
All right, let's go to the action this weekend. Conference championship time. Let's take a look at the NFC. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. How is it that Jaden Daniels, a rookie, is playing like a 5-year veteran? Is it courage? Is it seeing the field? Athleticism?
Something in the water down in Baton Rouge.
Listen, I heard Joe Gibbs on a nationally broadcasted radio show. The former legendary coach, now the man that is making NASCAR work, Daytona 500 just weeks away. He too is absolutely impressed and enamored. Anyone you talk to, they knew he would be good, but you know, he could actually get them to the Super Bowl.
He could, very easily. I mean, he in my opinion, he just dismantled Detroit. And Detroit banged up, I understand. They had a hurt defense, but a rookie versus vets, I don't know. Like, he's good enough.
How would you like to be Dan Campbell? You've lost your defensive coordinator.
And offensive.
Glenn goes to the Jets. And Johnson, who I think is going to turn Caleb Williams into a tremendous football player. Ben has gone to Chicago. I love Coach Campbell. I love Detroit. But, man, they're going to have a really tough road back. Even if they get Hutchinson back 100%, it's going to be really rough. Jalen Hurts, if he gets them to the Super Bowl and they win it, he solidifies himself into the Hall of Fame, one of the greatest of all time. And we're going to get to the AFC game in a moment, and I really believe this is Buffalo's year. But there's a lot riding on this game for Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Running back shelf life isn't that long. So he's right now, even though he's young, on borrowed time, had a great season. A.J. Brown, stud receiver. They've got probably the best offensive line
Devontae Smith.
In the entire league.
Well, they got a dynamic offense. Their offense is crazy.
Even without Kelsey, who's since retired, obviously. So who do you like in this game?
I mean, everything points to Philly. I think it's do or die time for them as far as, like you just said, the shelf life for Saquon. He's still young, but I mean, he's had injuries throughout his career. And then when you look at, their offense, like I just said, how dynamic it is, they've got Dallas Goedert, they've got all these weapons. It all depends on which Jalen Hurts shows up. If the pre-concussion Jalen Hurts shows up, I think they go. If Washington, for some way, somehow can do what they did to Jared Goff and get some pressure on him quick, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting.
The thing that Jalen Hurts gives them that the Steelers could have in Justin Fields, it's all about athleticism. You have to be able to run the football. And we saw what Hurts did when he broke the big one last week.
Oh, yeah, 44 yards.
Washington is going to have to keep Jaden Daniels on the field often, because if they give Hurts an opportunity with Barkley, a double threat, anything is possible. So Philadelphia should win this one, but sometimes it's destiny.
Did you watch the Washington-Detroit game?
I did.
Jaden Daniels dismembered Detroit.
I know.
At will.
He did, man.
With those weapons, and they're all young, except for Terry McLaurin. He's up there a little bit, but he's like the equivalent to an A.J. Brown. They're giving Jaden Daniels the pocket protection that he needs, and it's a scramble, it's a fake, it's a toss. Like Eckler's been firing on all cylinders. Brian Robinson. I don't know.
Why don't they give Kingsbury more credit for what he's done?
He'll get it this year. If they go to the Super Bowl, he'll get that credit.
Okay. Jim Kelly, who I actually shook the man's hand years ago, big fan of him. Obviously, as a young kid growing up, OJ breaking that 2,000 mark, watched it live on CBS with Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire. Never forget it. I mean, Marv Levy, the Wilson family, Highmark Stadium.
Reed,
yeah. Jack
Bruce
Kemp.
Smith, Don Beebe. It goes on.
Thurman running the ball.
Thurman Thomas.
But why are we so connected in this part of the world of Buffalo? That's like my team.
A Pittsburgh North.
Really?
Yeah. It's groggy and gloomy all the time.
And whether you want
Lots
to
of one-way streets.
admit it or not, who does Josh Allen remind you of?
Ben.
There's like no doubt.
Right.
Ben.
The Wyoming Ben. He's a monster.
You're going to laugh at this, or maybe you won't, but if I had my choice of, and I love Patty Mahomes, love him, but if I had my choice of any quarterback, only because of the physicality, I think sooner or later Pat Mahomes is going to get busted up. I mean, he's just too frail.
He's there.
Right. I don't know how he's been able to withstand. He gets a high ankle sprain and he's back in 8 days. But Josh Allen is what you want. I was looking at Cam Newton today, who I love, on ESPN. If I'm going to say it, I'm the Steelers, I'm looking for just something. I get that guy out of the broadcast booth and off the television studio set. I'm like, Cam, let us give you 10, 5 million. Just give me a year or two. I still think you need a big-bodied quarterback who can take a hit. And when Josh Allen kind of pushes those defenders away, punches it into the end zone, that's the physicality that Ben had. The Steelers need something like that. That's why I think Josh Allen, it's a sledgehammer. Sooner or later, you keep hitting that concrete, you're going to bust it. I think this is the year that Buffalo breaks through.
I agree.
I really believe it.
I agree. But go back to the Pittsburgh thing. Traditionally, that is not something that we pride ourselves in, is that scrambling. We're never getting another Ben without the winning season actually either paying off or we lose out. Because finishing with a winning record still screws us with draft picks, because we're never getting another opportunity to get a Ben unless we crap out.
Okay, so how much are you in the thought process if they don't do it this year and they really tank and have a losing season, then you have Arch Manning sitting out there in 2026, would you be willing to trade some of your studs like a TJ Watt?
They might do that this year, honestly. Like a Pickens. Gone. Naj walks. I just
Would you be okay with that?
we have to be okay as a general manager or an owner. No, I wouldn't without knowing that I'm getting a commitment that they're going to go out 100%. You watch the last 6 games of the season that I did, and crickets. I mean, my man TJ didn't post a stat. That's bad.
One thing I know, we have a pretty good kicker in Boswell.
Oh, yeah.
And that's become a commodity in today's NFL. All right, final thought, then we'll say goodnight, and we'll let him and his significant other enjoy some great pizza. I'm on my way out of here, back across the line to Pennsylvania, and of course, lots more, including Gino DeMarco, Geneva College, tomorrow, talking about this weekend in the National Football League. So, Washington, Philadelphia, final score, who do you like?
I think that game's going to be close, but I still think Philadelphia beats them by 7.
Okay, if they had Brian Debo at quarterback.
Then they'd lose by 14.
I didn't say that, man.
And he's 64 years old. What do you want?
Yeah, he's still in pretty good shape, man. So, the other game, the game that we're all hoping. Listen, and I'm not tired of Kansas City.
I am.
I'm not. Listen, I love the Taylor Swift thing. I love Caitlin, hanging out with her the other day, the greatest female basketball player on the planet. But I just want Buffalo to just
I think they
end this
dismantle
madness.
them. I think they dismantle them. I
Dismantle
think they beat them by at least 14. At least.
That Josh Allen guy is pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah. It's his time.
All right, before you go, tell the folks about Debo moving and storage.
Same thing every time. We can move you local, long distance, office moves, commercial, anything. Just give us a holler.
All right, listen, because I didn't have a chance to talk to them because I've been on the road lately. You know it. What's up with the Corner Grill? How they all going down there?
They're doing okay.
I miss the Corner Grill. I need a driver.
There you go.
All right, man. Listen, to the crew here, Troy and Jacob and Mandy and the whole gang, True North, they do incredible work as well, keeping everything in order. It's your Pratte Pack. Remember, for a great time anytime, come to the pool, but especially to the vault. We're always open for business. Good night, and your Pratte Pack.